is a full moon on June 11th, full moon in Sagittarius. So these cards we're going to talk about full moon vibes, I guess. I pulled them before to go with the last video, but then my iPad looked like she was going to overheat, so I decided to cool it for a minute. So I've used 3 different decks here. I have my first ever tarot deck, which I think is like the Lynn Strider or something. I don't know, it's really cool. And then I have the After Tarot and the Shaman Oracle. And funnily enough, actually, the Shaman is one of the first cards that came out. So my dad plays darts, and I think he has some friends that are like full-blood indigenous. I myself am like Mi'kmaq. My great-grandpa was Mi'kmaq. That's like out in Newfoundland. I live in Alberta, so obviously there wouldn't be any like Mi'kmaq things happening here that I know about, but I asked my dad to ask his indigenous friends if one of them will take me to a powwow, because I feel very called to go. Like, I feel like it would be such a spiritual experience for me. So yeah, would love to do that, but I do feel very in like my shaman energy. I freak myself out with how much I know, but I love it. So kind of the cards we got here are, like, I was talking about the guilt shame cycle in my last video. So this person is clearly trapped in the guilt shame cycle, and you can see there's like a motherfucker drowning in the ocean, and because they're too busy feeling sorry for themselves, they can't save this person. They're too busy playing the victim, right? So this is coming to an end. People are realizing, like, okay, I can't keep playing the victim, right? So this is people who are waking up now. They're saying goodbye to an old earth, getting in their little canoe, the 6 of Swords. And yeah, death came out too, but death leads to rebirth, right? So it's like, maybe you might notice aspects of yourself are dying, and those are the parts of yourself that aren't aligned with the new earth. And yeah, so the shaman, this says completion, right? So kind of like leaning into those like indigenous ancestral truths. Like, even if you're not, like, you don't have like an ethnic background like that or whatever, read about any of those cultures or anything that interests you. Like, when I go to bed at night on YouTube, I'd like to listen to like rain videos or whatever, and sometimes when I wake up in the morning, like, the videos will have ended and some random stuff will be playing. And there was a movie that was on yesterday morning. Me and Astra were laying in bed watching it. It's called The Gods Must Be Crazy, and I feel like I watched that like a few times over the years in school, but it's basically like, I don't know like the whole story of the movie, but like the part that they always made us watch in school was like this like indigenous or like African tribe or whatever, right? And they've had like no human contact, and then all of a sudden like a Coke bottle like falls out of a plane and like into their village, and then like the Coke bottle causes all these issues because then like greed becomes a thing, and like people actually like start to like get violent. So I think just kind of like looking to older teachings like that, like if like right now like all the information you're putting in your brain just comes from like doom scrolling on the internet, like I'm really getting a lack of, like, I have so much love in my heart, but I am running out of room in my heart for the people that are doom scrolling themselves into depression. I heard that in my head the other day and I thought it was so good. Because you can literally, like, you can just cut that shit out. You can just delete those apps. You can just put your phone down. Like, none of that is real. But, like, you can go pick up a book. You can go have a conversation with an elder. Or with a youth. You know what I mean? Like, just, like, put down the goddamn phone. Please. Please. And get into your creativity. Right? So, feel the wind on your skin. What's that Natasha Bedingfield song? No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. That has nothing to do with wind. But it is very true. Okay, so then now this next batch of cards, this is the 6 of Cups, right? So this is like getting back into that childlike spirit, that playfulness, right? So that's kind of where we need to be as we're moving away from an old earth, as we're moving away from the fear and the distortions. So 2 cards that came out here, we have the 5 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles would be like someone who's playing the victim, like someone who's thinking like, oh, because the people on top have like everything, there's nothing for me. But, like, that's because you're thinking that way. Like, I mean, realistically, like, you're probably not gonna, like, blink and become a millionaire overnight. But you can become rich of spirit. If you are suffering from poverty of spirit, you can literally change that yourself in an instant. And it starts literally with, like I was saying, the things you're consuming. So if the things you're consuming, whether that be like actual food, like alcohol, substances, or just like media, or like listening to fearful conversations, like tap out of that shit and tap into abundance. Tap into your King of Pentacles mindset, because then you are not the victim, you are the victor, and anything is possible when you are in the right energy. But if you are in a lack mindset and you think that there's no opportunities, there's no monies, like nothing is going to happen for you, then that's what you're going to attract more of, right? So you need to just realize, like, it's not just about how much money is in your bank account. Like, that is kind of like, that can be out of your control, because the way this game of life works, like, they're just going to charge you for anything, right? Like, that's a trickster, right? So that's like the trick of this game. Like, it's all 3D, it's very ego based. So if you are feeling in lack, your bank account is going to reflect that. But if you are feeling rich of spirit and abundant, and you are not suffering from psycho-spiritual poverty or lack or whatever, oh my god, I always forget how Gabor words it in his book. I think he said psycho-spiritual emptiness. Then you're going to be so worried about the pentacles, so worried about the money. But you need to think about your future, the upper world. So in the present, if you are in this place where you're just like, you're lacking, you're feeling like at the bottom of the food chain, then you need to look at the upper world, think about future you. So what can you do for future you so that tomorrow might be a better day if today wasn't a good one? Like me, I walk 10,000 steps a day. I do Duolingo. I tell people I love them. I like try to, if I see someone suffering, I really try to like reach out and extend myself to like help them so that maybe tomorrow can be better for them too. And then you're always reaping the benefits of good karma. Just do a kind deed. Not everyone can do great things, but everyone can do small things with great love. Be like this owl. I've been hearing the owl in my backyard. Maybe I told you guys, but I saw him. He was sitting on the back of Canadian Tire, which is right behind my house. So that's how I know I'm very much in my high priestess era. But think about it. Like the owl, he has great vantage. Like he can just soar, just like coast above the circus. Don't get lost in it. Don't spend all your pentacles playing the game that you're just going to lose because it's rigged. Oh, that was a really good metaphor, actually. Okay, this next batch of cards, right? So then you might worry, though, like, what if I stop paying attention to the circus? I'm going to be bored. If you're bored, it's just because maybe you're afraid of going inward. You're afraid of looking at the man in the mirror, right? This person blindfolded to the truth, so they're just like, oh, like they have the circus on beneath their blindfold. And then also when the circus is going on, like you can be angry at people, right? It's like you can scapegoat someone else instead of taking accountability for your own energy. So in this metaphor, you're the fox, okay? Or maybe it's like you're the goat and you're like trying to stand above, like you see, like if we want to make this political, like let's say like you're a Democrat and you're like, oh, like the Republicans are like down here fighting, like trying to destroy Democrats, whatever. So then you're like really righteous up here as your goat or whatever. But then it's just like, there's just so much stress. Like your nervous system is dysregulated. Like just tap out of all of that and just come back to center and worrying about you. And then after you've done that for like 30 days, maybe you can return to politics and see if your opinion on things has changed. Because I can almost guarantee if you, like as you ascend spiritually, you will notice yourself becoming more open-minded because you can't possibly be rigid. I think it was in my last video I gave like the imagery of like in Alice in Wonderland when like she eats the like cookie or like tea or whatever and it makes her really big, right? She's too big. When you're spiritual, like when your brain has like risen above, you can't unsee what you have seen. And so cards that came out here again, so boredom is a breeding ground for bad decisions, right? So instead of giving into boredom and like get really grounded, so crystals, like that's part of the earth, right? So like come back to Mother Earth. Oh, I'm seeing the Cybertruck over there. That's always a sign for me. King Henry is back, by the way. I didn't even tell you guys about that. I saw him coming from like 66 bajillion miles away. This man texted me yesterday. I was having the hardest week of my life, okay? Not of my life, but I was just having a really stressful week. And on Friday morning, I was the most locked into work I'd ever been. I told myself the night before, I was like, I've been celibate for this long. I could go the rest of my life without it. It's fine. King Henry texts me the next morning. Again, I'm so locked into work. He says, let me come live with you. It's like I've been praying for this to happen for months, and then it happened, and I was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, okay, like you can, but like, are you actually gonna do it? Like we've been through this before, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I just like, again, like my mind is so much bigger now, and it's like every time him and I kind of come back to each other, I have an elevated perspective because I'm always growing. I'm always like, if you leave me, you're never gonna find me where you left me. I'm gonna be bigger and better. And maybe when I was younger, like if someone left me, they might come back and find me in worse shape than they left me. And I don't rock that way anymore. We're always getting bigger and better. We're serving out our divine purpose. I don't live in service of people's egos. I live in service of my higher self, who I'm going to be tomorrow, who I'm going to be in a year, who I'm going to be in 7 years, who I'm going to be in my next lifetime, and also God. And God just wants me to do the best for my higher self. So it's pretty easy to figure that one out. So anyways, again, getting really rooted. Use crystals, use tools. I love seashells lately, actually. I talk to my seashells a lot. And so this one, bones for casting, divination, this card always gives me a hard time, but it gave me a good vision today. So kind of like the dinosaurs. I love the dinosaurs. So how humans now, it's like we dig up their fossils or whatever, right? And we piece together their stories because of like the bones they left behind. Whereas like, so with humans, maybe think of it as a bit less physical. It's like your bones aren't going to be scattered, whatever. I mean, if that's what you want to happen to your corpse, I guess. But what I'm saying is like you yourself, like you are the spell, cast yourself. Right? So it's like your essence, your energy as you move around, be it like in your community or be it on a global scale. Like that is you casting your energy, casting your authentic frequency. The world needs that. The world needs authenticity. So please tap in, tap out of, like, wake up. Wake up. Take the blindfold off. Don't allow yourself to be bored. If you're bored, it's because you're not walking 10,000 steps a day and you're not spiritually enriching yourself, okay? And then that leads to the Ace of Cups, which is like, yeah, sure, like, or Cancer season is approaching. Jupiter's about to enter Cancer. There's all kinds of like emotions. I wrote on Tumblr, I said, if you do not have hobbies that civilize your mind and make savage your body, you are going to have a hard time. I do not wish that for any of you, but it is just the truth. Because even I myself know this. Like, if I had not, in my last video I talked about how I just told my boss that like I'm bipolar. If I had not committed to walking 10,000 steps a day and, you know, just like taking care of myself in other ways, this period of time would have been so much harder for me. But it was like I knew I had myself because I was committed to myself. I'm committed to myself through everything, right? So kind of like in the card in the last stack, you know, there was like the fox that I pointed out specifically saying we're the fox. So when you stop fighting, again, you might feel kind of lonely. Like you're like, oh, like now I like everyone else is fighting. I have no one else to talk to. Welcome to my world. Okay? You can come talk to me about things that aren't negative. You can leave comments on my video and I can make more engaging videos to help you heal while you're in this lonely state, okay? Because I used to be here too. Yeah, and then you get victory on your past, the lower world, which is your past, right? Because you've risen above. You've left all of the madness behind. You're not getting lost in the sauce. You were paying attention to your true north. And then so you start planting seeds for future you, right? And then there's conception. You're birthing future you right now. I'm Scorpio a million times over. I mean, I'm Aquarius before anything else, but I have just as much Scorpio in my chart. So, I am a really great role model, honestly. Like, not to toot my own horn, but like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let you guys know. Like, I have, if not all, I don't have all the answers. Okay, I'm never gonna have all the answers, but I have some of them, and I'm willing to help you figure out whatever we don't know, right? Because all we have to do, really, what I do is I stand on the shoulders of giants. So, like, I'm receptive to the energies that show up to me, like, psychically or whatever. But then also, like, I'm a student of life. So, like, I ask questions of, like, the people around me who, like, I'm lucky enough to know in this carnation. And, like, even if they stress me out or piss me off, then, like, I still just try to see, like, okay, what is the lesson I'm learning from this person? Instead of getting all, like, combative or, like, just being, like, trying to put myself in a padded cell where nothing can ever bruise me. Because that's just not realistic, honey. It's not. You gotta get a few bruises. You're gonna get pushed around a little bit. Like, life is kind of like a big brother sometimes. I guess I'm an only child, so I don't really get this. But, like, my mom has a brother. Her brother pushed her off the bed and broke her collarbone. And she was telling me yesterday they used to, like, pull each other off the counter and, like, smack their head. Like, just do all this abusive stuff. My dad's sister, like, threw a rock at his head. Like, life is gonna happen to you. I'm an only child. I was freaking, like... And that's just because I'm so freaking sensitive. If I had siblings, oh my god, I don't know if I would have made it through that. But yeah, like, life is meant to bruise you up and push you around a little bit. And, like, if you're getting so caught up in, like, oh my god, like, the world, there's so much suffering in the world, I'm never gonna be able to fix it all. Welcome to Earth School. If you, like, you're projecting your own, like, oh, life needs to be perfect onto other people. maybe like the people that are over there suffering, they know that it is their purpose to be going through those things. Their soul does on some level, and if they're resisting that, it's just their ego. But every soul is here to do what it is here to do, and we can't change anything about that. All we can do is make ourselves better, and then once our cups are full, then we have enough to reach out and extend and help our communities. But if you're just trying to pour from an empty cup, or like because your cup is empty and like you don't have enough because you're stuck in the rat race trying to fill it, then like you're just trying to cancel other people or whatever, like, bro, it's not gonna work that way. And not in a new earth. Anne Boleyn has seen enough of the beheading and the tomfoolery, and she really needs you to step your pussies up. Whoa, act like kings and queens, okay? Get into it. I hope this helps. I know it was a little bit Jillian Michaels, but I'm getting tired of seeing people stuck. I want more people leveling up with me, so hope to see you soon.